Everything I have done to spread Buddha's message in this part of the world, will I get Nibbana? Nibbana means nirvana or mukti or enlightenment. Bodhidharma looked at him, stared at him with his great big eyes and said, "What?" Today, many other forms have become more famous in the world because they went in the right direction, they went to Hollywood. So, everybody knows what is Kung Fu. Even in India, a lot of people might not have heard of Kalari, unfortunately. But I want you to understand this, a little story if I have to tell you. Bodhidharma. Around 15 centuries ago, or maybe 16 centuries ago, was a Pallava prince, and he became a monk as per the wishes of his guru, who told him, "Go north and spread this." He went north enough to go into China. So, he's immersed in what he is doing. When he went there, the news spread that Buddha's disciple or somebody who is in that path, deeply immersed, is coming this way. So emperor who had this aspiration all his life, who had built meditation halls, gardens, everything ready and translated all the Buddhist teachings into the local language, kept everything ready for a master to arrive. Now when he came, by then Emperor Hu is over 72 years of age, he came to the border of his kingdom to welcome Bodhidharma. And Bodhidharma was not impressed. Of course, he needed some rest and food, but he's not impressed with the grandeur of the welcome. But he received the welcome and sat down, and the moment they settled down, Emperor Hu said, "Can I ask you a question?" Bodhidharma said, "By all means, question." So he asked, "I have built so many meditation halls, I have prepared so many gardens and so many translations, everything I have done to spread Buddha's message in this part of the world. Will I get Nibbana?" Nibbana means nirvana or mukti or enlightenment. Bodhidharma looked at him, stared at him with his great big eyes and said, "What? You? Nibbana? You will burn in the lowest hell." See, these people are not nice. Somebody just welcomed you, gave you everything, gave you food, and now he says this. He says, "There's no chance for you." Because the very fact, as you're doing all these things, you're keeping accounts of how many things you have done in your life, you are not getting anywhere, and he walked away. People tried to hold him in many places, he just went away. And he went near a Shaolin temple, but he did not walk into the temple, he went and sat in a cave close by. A general, whose name I don't know if I can pronounce the Chinese names properly, because we're missing the Chinese here since the pandemic. I'm losing touch with their names and their language So, Shen, I think if I can say it that way. So General Shen followed him wants to become his disciple because he has heard that Bodhidharma is a Kalari expert, a master of Kalari. Kalari was taught by AgastayMuni to his disciples to defend or fend for themselves against the wild animals. I mean to say, a land which was heavily forested right across this subcontinent, a land of tigers, elephants, king cobras, bears, panthers, barehanded to defend yourself, to fend off the animals. He taught them the Kalari. It is somewhere later on, another school of armed fighting which was started by Parashurama, who also came down south. He brought in this dimension of Kalari where arms were picked up later on. So Bodhidharma has learnt bare-armed Kalari that he can fend off any animal. A tiger cannot get you simply because of the way you move. You must understand the ability of a tiger or a panther, how they move. There are situations where I have witnessed them myself, and there are other videos and other things most of you might have seen. They are capable… a tiger is capable of killing a buffalo, the Indian wild buffalo, which weighs anywhere around maybe 400 to 500 kilograms, and carry him up to a place where no other animal can get him, on top of a rock or sometimes up a sloping tree or something like that. A panther can kill a deer which is about the same weight as himself and carry the panther up the tree and place it up the tree so that nobody else can get him. So they are immensely strong and capable in terms of physical movement like you cannot imagine. But AgastayMuni trained them in such a way that even a tiger or a panther or an elephant could not get them because they moved so quickly and in such impossible ways. Like our boys are now moving in that direction, girls also. I'm sorry. So, when Bodhidharma went and settled in the cave, General Shen followed, wants to be his disciple, but Bodhidharma doesn't say a word. 9 years he waited. Then Bodhidharma came out and entered the temple. General Shen followed, begging him, please take me as your disciple. Bodhidharma said, that will only happen when the snow turns red. So General Shen, in a fit of courage and sacrifice, he lopped off his own left arm and swung the arm around, and all the snow around was covered in his blood and froze in the snow. Bodhidharma looked at this and he could not push him away anymore. He took him as his disciple. From there comes the one-armed General Shen, trained in Kalari, became a master in his own way. From there comes the now famous one-handed Namaste.